Hello guys, I just saw on Reddit that people do not really know how hiding works, so I thought I would quickly whip something up for you guys in a couple of minutes to explain the rough outlets of hiding, you know, so you don't need to beg the developers for a guide that will never happen. So let's start with white circles. Okay, well, if you ever have played Jason, then you will have seen white pinks go off in the distance. Now when they happen depends on your stealth level of the any given counselor, right? But all you need to do is to look at your minimap. Every time you see, like, you have your minimap, and every time you move, and it's too fast for the current stealth level, you will see a white ping growing out. Okay, that means Jason can see a white ping. Usually, sprinting, I think, always does it. Jogging does it if your stealth is below 6, I think, 6 or 7, one of the two. Crouching and it's always okay. I think everyone can crouch without making a ping, and standing still never makes a sound, which helps if you want to hide inside a big house, right? It's actually effective to just crouch in a corner. You have to remember that while Jason will still absolutely know that you're in that house, he has no idea where. So if it's a rather big house, with 2 stories and stuff, it can become quite trickier as long as you like don't make too much noise. But then again, right? The moment you would start generating a white ping, he would see that, even inside the house. So what you can do though is, if you have high stealth characters, you can actually sneak around in the house without him being able to detect it at all. All he knows is that you're in the house. Okay, the white, I don't know what the range is of the white pings, but it's pretty far. It might actually be map far, a map wide once they happen. So the second thing that's the most important one is the sense. Sense also where counselors start glowing red. Glowing red during the ability or the house they are in. Now, unfortunately, I didn't have time to test it all completely mechanically, right? But fear is something that happens, I think, in 3 stages. No fear. Let's call this triggered. And funny face. You all know what funny face is, right? We've all seen it. Okay, level 1, level 2, level 3. So, if you have no fear and are far away, so, like at least not in the close vicinity of Jason, he will not sense you. Will not be sensed from far. But if you're very close, he will still sense you. Depends probably on the stealth level. Level 2 triggered will be sensed. I will try to keep will be sensed quite a distance. Will be sensed across the map. Now what is the most important thing though is, well, what does raise your fear, right? So how can you manage your fear? First, let's just remove this. Okay. Everything Jason increases fear. Increases fear. That means if he's close to you, you're gaining fear. Even more if you have a line of sight towards him. If he kills someone else near you, if he has damaged you and now you're running away somewhere, you're increasing fear regardless if he's still present or not. Okay, so everything Jason increases fear. Uh, being in the dark. Slash woods since streets usually have lamps. But here, a quick tip: always keep flashlight on. That's the F button. Always keep it on unless you want to do a sneak hit on him, okay? Being alone has been reported as making a difference. Um, yeah, that about. Well, seeing dead bodies even afterwards will increase your fear level. So that's why it's important for Jasons to destroy generators. It helps with a bit of fear generation, you know, because many people forget to press F. So you just destroy generator and the counselors after a while will just flare up. Okay, you can tell how feared you are often by looking at the face of your character. Like if it's no fear, it's very relaxed, then it becomes slightly stressed, then it becomes chat face. But you can also see it, your minimap here has your stamina, right? If that turns purple-ish or yeah, purplish, means you're under the influence of fear. On the last level, when your fear is at maximum, you can't even see your HUD anymore, right? So you can tell your level, like, yeah, your level 2 feared. If this is purple, if it's level 3, if you're totally feared, you don't even have a HUD anymore to control. So that's how you can tell, okay? Now, with Jason, what I see many beginners do is they crouch somewhere in the bathroom, right? Like somewhere here is the door, and they crouch here, and they think they're hiding now, but that is wrong. The whole house will be completely red for Jason once he triggers his ability. Alright, and also if you have perks like less chance to be detected with the percentage, right? What a good Jason will do is he will activate sense and then cancel it immediately. He activates sense, looks around, deactivates it, so the cooldown is very short. Like a good Jason is sniffing for sense every 4 to 5 seconds. You know, just looking around and keeping like he keeps rolling against you because there's the chance that you do not flare up. That's why a good Jason keeps rolling. So because once he has you, he doesn't deactivate it and then he hunts you down, or he knows where you are anyway, and then you're not going far. So what are the ways to reduce fear then? Well, being in a group or being yeah in a group is okay. Two people, you know, being in a group, staying in light. Staying away from Jason. Maybe as an interesting note, the more fear you have like been induced to, you know, even if you get it off, the slower your stamina will regenerate. It has a cap to it though, but you can clearly notice that the stamina at the beginning of a match, you can just, you know, do it next match. Just sprint your stamina away and then stand still. It will regenerate in a couple of seconds, like 10 seconds, your stamina bar is full. That does not happen, especially not under fear, but also not way later into the game. That will not be like that, unless you maybe never saw him. Okay, so that's the reason it's very difficult to get away from Jason once he has spotted you, because he will keep seeing you as flaring red. The only way really to make you disappear from sense are actually hiding spots. Okay, hiding spots. So those are tents, under the bed, in lockers. Now the bad thing about this, you know, like let's say you're Jason and you see the house glowing red. Now suddenly it vanishes. What does it tell you? Because there is no other way to quickly reduce your fear so far that you would not be sensed. It means Jason no knows or thinks this is what's happening. Okay, so he's gonna check. What you can do, however, is if you have one of those, what you can gamble, right? You can always gamble that if you have like a 25% chance to avoid being sensed, while crouching, it means just going outside the house when he retriggers it, right? It's a 25% chance that he will start believing that you're somewhere under a bed, which should give you enough time. So here, quick tips now. if you encounter Jason, it's best to try and flee early before your fear level rises to where you can be sensed, okay? If you don't want to stand your ground, try to hide fast. Because for all you know, he didn't come because you're glaring red, but he came because of the white circles. You know, he's not necessarily on to you just because he's close by. Try to hide fast. When you decide to go under the bed, you know, invoke a stun. Invoke a stun, and then quickly go. Of course, you are gambling your life. You know, hiding playstyle is not for me, but it's a risk you take. Ultimately, the only way to really break is, well, by going into hiding spot. I see many people just once fear is induced, you know, he's smart about his sense usage. He's not gonna lose you, unless like one guy managed to evade me with a tent. One guy, and I was not really trying hard, right? He was just suddenly he was poof gone, and I didn't even know there was a tent there. Right, that should be it. That explains everything. So manage your fear. If you have questions, you know, just put it right into the video. I will elaborate on it. You have your answer within a day. If you have more questions, if you want different topics, the videos are all there. How to use stuff, how to kite, how whatever. I hope it helps you.